Brodes Media.
Nick Sirianni says Jalen Hurts is still in protocol and he does not have any new information for us. That was to be expected. That was obvious. We need to wait until the middle of the week when this team takes the field to get a true step for Jalen. So do not get fooled by Adam Schefter. Do not get fooled by James Palmer. And by the way, I got no problem with them. I actually like James Palmer a ton. I've had the opportunity to interview him and have him on a couple of my shows over the last few years. I think he does a tremendous job. But when Nick Sirianni addresses the media and says, hey, there's nothing to see here, we're still in the same spot, and they tweet it out there without any context on it not really having the opportunity today to be anything other than in the same spot, you're doing everybody a disservice, because then the panic button goes and then the alarms start to sound, but you shouldn't be sounding the alarms until Wednesday. I get being uneasy, and trust me, over the weekend, I started to become uneasy. There's a difference between being uneasy and straight up hitting the panic button. I don't like that we're here. And now I'm trying to dissect the NFL protocol rules and read into every single detail that applies. You think that's how I want to consume my time thinking about the Packers? It's the Packers week, and I'm here reading what the difference is between Phase 4 and Phase 5. After hearing during Sunday's broadcast that at least we got Jalen Hurts and his flesh at a walkthrough for the first time in what seems like 3 weeks. So that's a great sign. How did he respond to that? I don't know. I have no clue. We also got to remember, though, that this team and this organization would look for a competitive advantage in Week 18 against the Giants, which is essentially a dress-up game and a preseason type of game. That's what it is. No, isn't the dress-up game mean they're actually dressing the starters in a preseason game? I don't know what the right term is. But regardless, Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman would look for competitive advantages in a game where Tanner McKee and Will Shipley and Jahan Dotson and who else is out there? Anais Smith. They're always looking for an edge. So how do you think before a playoff game they're going to manage this? They don't care about our feelings. They don't want to give us any sort of knowledge, because giving us any knowledge is giving Matt LaFleur knowledge. So just remember that as we tiptoe through what may be an uncomfortable time and an uneasy week, waiting and waking up and thinking for the first 5 seconds of actually being aware for the morning, how's Jalen doing? Because that's what I'm doing. The second I wake up, the second my eyes open and I realize it's a new day, I go, how's Jalen? The Eagles are going to play this a certain way to make us nauseous no matter what. I believe deep down that he's going to play. I do. I don't think 3 weeks with that hit is going to knock him out of the playoffs. So I project him to play. And another reason why I feel that way is this. If you listen to the postgame show, it was right after I saw the lines come out. And the line stated Eagles 3.5. And I was very, very thrown off by that, because that's such a small line. And knowing Jordan Love at that time was going through something and we didn't know exactly where he stood, knowing that Watson was most likely out, knowing Alexander was out as well. We didn't have the full update on where Watson was at that time, but we obviously got that now. My point is, there were a lot of reasons to actually think less of the Packers due to their health. Fully healthy, okay, but they aren't fully healthy, and they are hurt in some pretty serious positions here, right? So 3.5, wow, that's a smack in the face. Well, turns out that if they were to play the Commanders, the line would have been 7.5. So I was trying to figure out if the 3.5 was based off of Jalen's status and them having some insight on what the trajectory is and where he stands. But if it was a touchdown plus favorite against the Commanders, then it doesn't say anything, because you wouldn't be a touchdown favorite against the Commanders with Kenny. You wouldn't be a touchdown favorite against the Commanders against Tanner McKee. That would only be the case with Jalen Hurts. So I was trying to figure out if the 3.5 had anything to do with Jalen, and turns out it's not. I just think that they value Green Bay too much. Let's get to Ray Didinger. Ray Didinger is one of the best football minds we have in this town. Here's Ray Didinger on the Packers. Okay?
The scenario to me is a little too familiar. It makes me nervous because last year Green Bay is exactly the same position. They're a wild card team going on the road to play the NFC East champs as pretty big underdogs, and we all know what they did to the Cowboys.
See, and I love Diddy. We all love Ray Didinger. There is no reason to panic because of what the Packers did to Mike McCarthy and did to the Dallas Cowboys last season. We ain't the Cowboys, okay? We're not a loser. We're not frauds. You come to the link, game over. The Packers are not coming here and beating us. It ain't Jerry's World. Okay? With that little fugazi-ass place that they think is cool to run full speed to go get their spot. They look like idiots. The link is filled with a different arrogance. It's filled with a different intensity. It's filled with just 60,000 people a mean mugging, knowing, dude, you are going to get killed. Hostile. They're super injured too. Jordan Love, maybe the Packers escaped something that could have been more serious, and that's good. I don't want anybody to get banged up. I want to take teams down when they are fully strapped, because I think when the Birds are fully strapped too, guess what? You're getting your ass kicked. You're getting bent over saying, who's your daddy? What's he do? It's going to get nasty, real dirty. So I want to take everybody's best shot because our best shot is significantly better than yours. So Green Bay escaping it, that's great for the Jordan Love aspect, but they are losing Alexander. They are losing Watson, who's a big deal with the explosive plays with their offense in theory. I doubt they can get a lot of those big bombs off against us as it is with Vic Fangio, who's a sensational defensive mind. But in theory, if they were able to generate a little pop in the passing game, yeah, Watson would be there for you, but he's not there. He's not there. And this Packers team, they haven't shown you all year long that they are capable of beating a team that is serious. They've done an excellent job beating the teams they are supposed to beat. But there's a different element here. And that's being on the road at the Link in January against the number 2 seed who has 14 wins this year, an all-time offensive line, an all-time running back, and A.J. Brown is going to mollywop you. Like, it's unbelievable. So I understand what the Packers did last year, and I get it. People were high on the Cowboys. The Cowboys are known losers. They do not win playoff games. They're throwing a parade and celebrating when they win a wild card round. That's how long it's been and how much of a drought it's been for them to do anything serious, even after winning double-digit games for a couple years in a row under Mike McCarthy. They acted like they were the best team on planet Earth after winning a round. While the Eagles have taken a while to finally win a Super Bowl, and while they lost in 2022 in the dance, they get there. They win playoff games. And I don't think because a Cowboys team fell apart and collapsed that equals this Eagles team doing the same thing, even if a scrappy underdog Green Bay squad is coming to your football field. We handle it better. Nick Sirianni is a better emotional leader. Nick Sirianni has them well prepared. Nick Sirianni has them inspired. He attacks this completely different than what we see out of Mike McCarthy. So I just don't see it apples to apples, even though I'm aware that they once did that. But they once did that against a team that is completely irrelevant to the team that the Packers are about to face. I cannot put us in the same category as Dallas. Zach Bond, Quinyon Mitchell, Coop! Is there anything better than a Coop? Come on, man. We got something that the Packers haven't seen, or when they do see it, they can't beat. Let's go there. Whenever they do see it, they fail. And they fail because they don't have enough. So that's why I see it being different.